So in previous videos, people asked that I show some footage of the cat. So this is footage of Belle hanging around in her cat bowl. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaron with Aaron Fixes Stuff. A couple of months ago I made a video about a cat perch. Got pretty popular on YouTube, has hundreds of thousands of views. A lot more than I thought it would have, so thank you for those who came through that other video. A lot of people commented wanting more cat related content. So I saw something on Amazon which was kind of this cat bowl. The issue with the one that they sell on Amazon is the bowl is really small. So the bowl is, I think, 8 or 9 inches. This one is a 12-inch bowl. And what I noticed is since I bought this thing, this is Belle, by the way, Belle loves it. We had it just sitting kind of on the bed and she'll just hang out in it. So this video is going to be kind of how to make a frame for it and then how to secure it to the wall so that Belle has a perch to hang out on. So let's get started. Alright, so this bowl is 12 inches. I'm going to put links to all the products that I use in this video to make it easier for people. I know that in my past videos people have requested to put links for stuff, so I'm going to put a link for this bowl as well as this and anything else I did in the video. This is already 90% of the work. All you're going to have to do with this one is just cut out a donut for the bowl to kind of sit in. To cut this out, there's several ways to do it. I'm going to be using my router with this jig that I built. If enough people have questions about this jig, I'll do a tutorial of kind of how to build it. It's pretty easy. It's just took like 5 minutes. And if you don't have a router, all you need is a jigsaw. So drill a pilot hole and then a jigsaw to cut out the center of it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to mark which side of this is going to be the bottom parts, because we're going to do all of our markings on the bottom part, and then this is going to be what's going to be on top. So I'm going to flip it top side down, and we're going to do all of our markings on the bottom. So the first thing to do is to find the center point of this disc. So in our case, it is 17 5/8. So I found our center point, which is 8 13/16. So I marked a horizontal, a vertical line, and found our center point. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a tiny little pilot hole, either with a nail or with a small drill bit. This is a 1/16 drill bit. By the way, if you're using a jigsaw as opposed to using a router, if you own a jigsaw, awesome. If not, you can rent these at Home Depot. What you would want to do is, again, find the center because all of our measurements are going to be off of this center point. So once you find your center point, now we're going to do the rest. And we're going to need 12.5 inches over here. So that means that our quick little math lesson for those of you who don't know, just to make sure. So the radius is going to be from here to the outside. The diameter is 2 of the radiuses, and the circumference is all the way around. So our radius from the center, if we need 12.5, is going to be 6 1/4. So we're going to find a mark at 6 1/4, and we're going to mark it. And that means that our circle is going to go all the way around. Now, if you're using the jig like I have, it's pretty easy to make a circle. If you're using a jigsaw and you don't have a template to draw the circle, a quick tip is to take a nail, stick it in here, take a piece of string, cut it to length, make a knot, and what you're going to do is you're going to put your pencil in it, find what 6 1/4 is going to look like. So from here to here, tie it around the nail, and then just draw a circle all the way around. So I'm going to put the jigsaw away because we are not going to be using our jigsaw. If you are using the router, the same principle applies. We know that our radius is going to be 6 1/4. So we're going to measure from the tip to where we're going to stick our nail hole at 6 1/4, which is exactly what we have. and we're going to stick the nail into this hole. All right, now that we've found the hole, stick our nail in all the way. The pivot motion from the center. All right, so this is going to get a little bit loud, so we'll turn the volume down for this. What we're going to do is we're just going to turn the router on and slowly plunge it through. We're going to do it in several passes. Something you're going to want to make sure is we have a vacuum. Welcome back. All right. Here's our donut. And this is what it's going to look like. So next, we need to get this secured to the wall. I'm just going to do a little quick stills photo of my camera crew. And if you want it, we keep it, and if you don't like it, we don't keep it.
We're the camera crew. You don't have to keep it.
We can do that. Okay. So, remember before I said that our radius was going to be 6 1/4? We probably should have done that 6, not 6 1/4, because there's a little bit of play in here. So it could have been a little bit smaller. It's not a big deal because it's still sitting in there, and what I'm going to do is it has these little nail holes. Hopefully you can see them. And I'm just going to either screw it or nail it to this frame so that it doesn't move. If you haven't built this yet, do a 6-inch radius as opposed to a 6 1/4. Just a little thing that I just found. Right, so next you're going to grab some sort of straight edge, a ruler, a tape measure, whatever it is that you have. We're just going to kind of mark that. And that's the part that we're gonna get rid of. And then that'll sit over there and it'll sit flush. And we have our center line on the 2x4. We have our center line over here. This is where the 2x4 ends are. And then over here is the thickness of the 2x4. So really a 2x4 is 1.5 inches. So from here to here is 1.5 inches. So we're gonna drill our pilot holes at 3/4 of an inch. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to put 3 screws that are going to go kind of through this into that. So just like that. All right, so next I'm going to draw my pilot holes through this. All right, so I'm using a 1/8 inch drill bit. If you have access to clamps, this is actually where clamps would come in super handy. If not, you can do it by hand, but if you do have clamps, that's going to be pretty helpful. All right, so this is what we look like with the clamps. So this and this is even. Whoops. We're going to address this and come right back. Alright, so unfortunately we had a little mishap as I was putting in the last screw. I don't know if it got it on camera. Basically the wood split. So the way these things work, if you look, it's a bunch of pieces of wood just glued to each other. Sometimes when they manufacture these, they don't really glue them that well, and they just split. So our nail or screw hole was a little bit too close to the seam and it just split. So that was a little bit on me. I probably should have taken that into consideration. But put a few clamps, put some wood glue in there, and we're gonna let it set, and then we will come back and mount it to the wall. All right, so we determined that we want our perch to sit over here. So what we're going to do now is we know that our stud is right over here. We're going to use same types of screws, and we're just going to drill it right into the wall. Right, so we determined that this is the height we wanted at. Make sure it's level. Wow, perfect. Second one. Next, put our bowl in. Find her, show her. Here's Belle. Oh. And drop that little potato into there. Immediately walks away, cat fashion. I hope you found this video to be helpful, educational, or at least entertaining. If you did, consider giving me a thumbs up or subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, comments about what I did or didn't do, suggestions, comment below. I try to get back to everyone with any questions you have. As always, I appreciate your time and have a good day.